Is the magical girl of Marvel rivals Magik? Sugar, spice, and everything nice? Or try hatred, carnage, and a literal devil child. Ileana Rasputina, aka Magik, is a one-of-a-kind brawler that strikes fear into the heart of her enemies through sword and sorcery, but mostly her big ol' sword. Her abilities are great complements to her aggressive playstyle, but be warned that not all is good in the proverbial limbo hood. First and foremost, her big friggin' sword, the Soul Sword. It's a slow weapon, but it hits for a whopping 74 damage. This slab of soulfire also has some, as the Soulsborne ring vets among you might say, true combos. These are moves that combo into another instantly or more quickly than just spamming the attack button. These are executed by comboing your abilities into your swordplay. But there is another combo, one that the X-Men won't tell you about. A quick melee jab adds damage and also cancels your animation, an absolutely great way to get yourself ready for more combat or to punctuate a truly brutal combo. No matter how you slice it, the Soul Sword is the bread and butter of Magik's kit. Next on her list is a great move to follow up with after a slash of your Soul Sword, the Magic Slash. The Queen of Limbo sends forward a slash of magic that can reach out and touch someone as a very slow projectile. The best use of this ability, outside of cheeky pot shots at Iron Man, is to send it after you hit an opponent with your Soul Sword melee combo. While it is possible to hold and charge Magik's Magic Slash, I prefer to use it as a quick follow-up in those true combos. This wave attack has about an 8-second cooldown, meaning practice with this ability is highly recommended. As I said earlier, I like to combo this after I slash an opponent or after the 3-slash regular combo. It combos well after you land a hit with the rush ability, Umbral Incursion. This dash attack is a great way to close the distance on an enemy and to catch them out from their teammates. It has a cooldown of about 8 seconds and does 100 damage on contact, also launching you and your opponent up into the air. The knock-up effect does apply a stun, and you can get a hit and maybe a true combo off if you time the inputs correctly. You gotta be really quick. While it won't one-shot most opponents, the damage it does is astounding, and the ability to get yourself semi-clear of enemies also works wonders. This move combos well as a start to an onslaught. After you catch the opponent in the Umbral Incursion, using a Magic Slash or even a good old Slash Punch combo is a good way to secure the kill, or at the very least send their tank running back to their supports. I also like to use this as a movement tech if I'm trying to close distances, and can ensure that I'll be safe from enemies for the cooldown period. Don't take chances otherwise, this ability is an important tool in Magik's kit. Try not to waste it. But even if you don't try to waste it, you can still totally whiff. Once you're done blaming lag, or if you're truly enlightened, your teammates, a good idea is to use Magik's next ability, Stepping Discs. These are a little deceptive sounding as they operate more as portals in the direction you're moving towards. This is a great get-out-of-jail-free card in some sticky situations, but it doesn't mean you pass go with the enemy support's spine in hand. The distance is short, and while you can't be harmed inside the portal, which rocks by the way, you get 2 charges on a cooldown of about 5 seconds. This is because not only is it a movement ability, but with a hit of your primary or secondary button of choice, I'm a left-right click kind of guy, you unleash either an Eldritch Whirl to strike all opponents around you, or a cheeky demon to rage at your enemies that are close to your portal. Be warned, you can only have one little demon buddy out at a time, so use it carefully and in conjunction with your whirl. I like to portal in and use the demon rage to help soften up targets and make them choose either face me or get eaten up by the surprisingly terrifying 300 damage that the imp deals over its 3-second lifespan out of limbo. Combo this with any ability of your choice. I usually like to throw in a Magic Slash afterwards just to put more hurt on my opponents while I seek another victim. But I know my Magic mates. The 1v1 just doesn't cut it sometimes. So what do we do in a 2+v1 situation? We run away. We stay and clean up a low health opponent if it doesn't get us killed, maybe drop an imp to disrupt the crowd, but then after that, you delta the fuck out of there. Portaling into a bad situation can be saved by portaling out, and unless you want to feed the enemy team, that's exactly the plan and anything more than a cleanup of a 2v1. When portaling out of danger, be sure to leave an imp buddy to secure your backside as you pound your ability keys as hard as possible for the next portal cast back to friendly faces. Magik's kit would not be feasible if not for her passive, Limbo's Might. This passive converts damage you inflict on enemies into bonus health for her. It helps keep her survivability high while landing hits, but is not a means of surviving everything that can be thrown at her. Any high burst DPS ult or character can outdamage you, meaning you won't be able to survive forever in the backlines without map knowledge of health packs or a return trip to your supports. Take Magik, then make her even more angry and possessed by a demon, so she hits way harder and recovers ability usages way faster. That's Darkchild, Magik's ultimate ability. You transform into the Darkchild and begin tearing apart your foes. The catch to this ult is that it lasts for 12 seconds, and your already slow sword attacks become much slower. The damage, though, makes it all worth it. Landing hits will almost one-shot all but the most cheeked up of Venoms. You become the HVT to the enemy team in this mode, but popping the ult in a smart way is vital to your survival. I find it useful when combined with support ults, as the attention spent on you is fruitless, as Luna Snow busts it down frustrating style 5 feet behind your giant demon form. Magik does have a team-up ability with Black Panther and Psylocke, allowing both to use a Limbo Disc to rewind back to a safer location. Magik, being a seasonal anchor, gets a whopping 15% damage buff. This is probably why she feels as dominant as she does in some areas of the game right now, and this is important to keep in mind if you're watching this from a future where Magik isn't so mighty. To wrap it up, Magik is a very fun, brutal brawler that is devilish in her own right, and even mightier when paired with dive tanks and DPS, or a particularly spicy cloak-loving cloak and dagger power couple. The pressure Magik provides, and her survivability, make her a terror for any team that decides to split up or play off angles, and her 1v1 potential is insanely high as long as you can throw in jabs with your strikes. Much like Tyson, Ileana floats like a butterfly and stings like Guts Dragonslayer, making her the mighty Magik of Marvel Rivals.